For some people, quality management, quality assurance and quality control is the least favorite of their project management topics. I kind of get a kick out of it. So today, what we're going to be talking about is why you want to put so much time into quality assurance and what the difference is between quality assurance and quality control. We're also going to be giving you a couple of really quick suggestions. Early, often, peer reviews. Stick around for a few minutes. So quality assurance is wonderful, but not always possible. Whether you're working in a predictive or adaptive environment, sometimes you don't have the time to set the quality assurance standards you'd like to, but you almost always can get a good handle on what the client wants for quality assurance levels, and that'll help a great deal. And some people like to say that it doesn't matter so much doing any kind of formal quality management assessments in an adaptive environment. And I cannot tell you how wrong I think that is. As a matter of fact, setting the quality standards, the quality expectations and levels can help be a guide through different sprints so that we make sure that we stay on the mark to getting where we need to go. Whether you're doing quality management in a predictive or adaptive fashion, there are a couple of things you want to know. For example, when people skip on quality assurance planning, executing, here's what can happen. I distinctly remember at one point having count them, four different colors of what each person swore was navy blue in a design that was going up as part of a set on stage. The thing is, people often think, well, that shouldn't matter. I mean, the lights on stage, you're going to wash them all out. They're going to look identical. When in fact, some lights, do the exact opposite. They really highlight the differences between the shades because we didn't take the time to be very, very concrete about what we expected and give some very specific metrics. Remember, metrics have to be quantifiable. You either make it or you don't. It's that simple. In IT, we like to call that kind of thing a binary thing. It's either a 1 or a 0. There's no in between. There's no other choice. So why early? Well, you want to have the discussions on quality assurance as early as possible. But quality control, well, let's face it, in project management, control is frequently a use that's word for making sure that you don't have to correct, and that if you do have to correct, you catch it as early as possible. So, quality assurance, plan on having some conversations with your client as early as possible. What is it that they're looking for in terms of standards and in terms of levels? For example, if you were buying a car and you had, well, let's say $20,000 to spend, and you were looking at what's the term they use now? Oh, previously loved. A previously loved Mercedes of a certain age, or a previously loved Sonata, slightly younger. And here's the thing. They're both going to meet the same standards. They're both going to be safe. They're both going to run. And usually even an older, previously loved car frequently comes from a dealer with a little bit of a warranty. So that is awesome. And that'll take care of that. But the levels, that's different. Kind of see the point there? If your client gives you enough to be able to buy a mid-range sedan, and then gets really upset that you didn't deliver a high-end sedan, you need to start having those conversations early, because the quality assurance part of project management means you also have a wonderful opportunity to level expectations. So early and often. Also, make sure that your team thinks about project management and quality management as approaches, not just processes. Because quality management in particular can be used as a way of framing a perspective. We know that we want to hit these standards. Because remember, in project management, quality means does the job by meeting the requirements. Kind of important, huh? Now, last but not least, think about informal peer reviews along the way instead of waiting until you get all the way to the end. Because all the way to the end, well, frankly, not to pose too much of a pun, is not a sound quality assurance practice. It doesn't give you enough time to actually do anything about it in a nice, productive, and, if I may say, budget-friendly fashion. Ultimately, your job when you are managing quality is to make sure that you have a clear understanding of what your client wants, number one. Two, a clear understanding of how those standards and levels serve the client's objective. Three, put steps in place so that those standards and levels are designed towards, executed towards, and checked before we're completely done to make sure that they're actually being achieved. You see, one of the cool things about project management is that in an audit in project management, we're checking to make sure the process works, not just that the product does what we need it to do. So, plan for the quality metrics. Make sure that you're looking at not just the standards, but also the levels. Second, informal peer reviews sooner rather than later. And third, use this as an opportunity to help your team gain a quality management perspective, an understanding of the value that quality management, when done well, sometimes when just done, can give your client in terms of achieving their objectives. That's really important. But you know what you can also do with really well done quality management? You can use it as a mentoring opportunity. Let's see if we have some project managers of the future working in your team. And the ones that understand more quickly or more comprehensively, sometimes a combination of both, but not always, might be good candidates. Thanks for joining us. I'm KimiKSP, and this video on quality management was brought to you by the Leadership-Driven Project Management Academy. Join us on Facebook or subscribe to us here. We'd love to have you with us.